Alright. This watch is small enough to fit in my wrist, and inside are tiniest of hundreds of components working together to measure time. Some of these parts are so small that an experienced watchmaker must use magnification just to see, assemble, or repair them. Every movement of the watch's movement depends on careful engineering, but a skilled watchmaker still needs to know how to polish, inspect a timepiece until it meets the high standards of a luxury brand watch. Machines now produce many of the watch's components, but a skilled watchmaker is still needed to make sure that they work accordingly and that these miniature mechanisms can be preserved for years. Today I will be discussing the role of a watchmaker in the luxury brand industry, the different contributing factors of the current shortage of skilled watchmakers and servicemen, and how these industry organizations and brands are addressing the shortage with training programs, apprenticeships, and education. A role of a watchmaker is essential because their profession combines technical precision with traditional craftsmanship. They assemble, inspect, maintain, and repair these mechanical movements that power a luxury watch. When a mechanical luxury watch needs services or repairs, the movement needs to be carefully disassembled and its components need to be cleaned, inspected, lubricated, and then reassembled again and tested to make sure each part works well with each other part. In a 2024 article published by Revolution Watch, trained watchmaker Ricardo Diaz explained that a watchmaker must be trained with his eyes, hands, and mind in order to be able to perform these delicate operations. Modern watchmaking includes several specialized career paths. A person may work in movement assembly, polishing, restoration, wheel cutting, pinion polishing, or after-sales services. Watchmakers offer service after its watch has been sold, while others also specialize in restoring older timepieces. Diaz explained that working on complicated watches requires extensive training, both in eyesight and dexterity. Even after graduating watchmaking school, a new grad may still require years of apprenticeship and experience to become proficient in the profession and fully independent. Now that we've informed you about the role of a watchmaker, we will discuss the several contributing factors of the current shortage of skilled watchmakers. One reason is that experienced watchmakers are retiring faster than new watchmakers are entering the workforce. In his 2024 article, Watchmaking Crisis, journalist Tony Traina explains that the US only has 1,900 active combined service watchmakers and repairs compared to over 2,800 just 5 years previous. Traina also explained that the number of retiring watchmakers is much greater than the number of new graduates entering the workforce. Another reason that the shortage is limited, another factor contributing to the current shortage is the limited amount of training programs. As Trainer reported that there's only 9 watchmaking schools in the United States. Traditional watchmaking usually takes around 2 years, where students learn servicing, and that includes assembly, movement diagnosing, polishing, and other delicate operations that require more extensive education, like micro mechanisms. In a 2023 report for the New York Times, journalist Robert Nass found that retirements, decline in student enrollment into watchmaking schools, increase in new and vintage and pre-owned sales were all increasing the demand for skilled workers. Luxury watches also require more extensive craftsmanship compared to the lower end mass-produced devices. As this shortage has become more noticeable, industry organizations and brands have addressed how they respond to the current shortage. One major organization involved in this effort is the Watchmakers of Switzerland Training and Educational Program, otherwise known as WOSTEP. According to Robert Nass, WOSTEP operates 10 schools through partnerships with watch brands, and these partnerships include a Reichman program in Texas and a Swatch Group program in Miami and Shanghai. WOSTEP themselves offer curriculums. They offer a 2-year program that teaches about watchmaking, that includes assembly, repairs, and they also have an additional two-year program that adds more complicated operation education, such as component manufacturing, stone setting, and traditional craftsmanship. Nas also reported that Rolex themselves have apprenticeship programs in Geneva that had over 170 students. Chopard has a 4-year program in Geneva, and Florio has also been part of the effort as they've had their own program operating for the last 25 years. Bulgari is also developing an in-house school and paying their students while they complete their apprenticeship, and it includes specialties such as watchmaking, stone setting, and decorative arts. These schools and apprenticeships allow brands to train employees in the precise technical, artistic skills to produce, maintain, and restore their watches. They also help pass knowledge from the older generation into the entering new generation. Today I informed you about the role of the watchmakers in the luxury watch industry, the factors contributing to the current shortage, and how these brands and organizations are addressing these shortages through apprenticeships, education, and in-house training programs. So the next time you look at your watch and think it's just something to tell time, know that inside of it are hundreds of parts, and the responsible watchmakers responsible for keeping them moving. Thank you.